Welcome to our video on how to utilize Handshake. Today we're going to be going over how to sign into Handshake for the first time and how to use it in order to connect with the Rawls Career Management Center. So first of all, I'd like to take you to what the first screen looks like when you are logging in to Handshake for the first time. And Handshake says that it's best if you use Google Chrome as the browser. It's going to give you the best experience that you can with Handshake without having, hopefully, any issues with the browser. So go to Chrome and you're going to go to hirerawls.joinhandshake.com. And this is the screen that you're going to see. Okay, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on this Rawls College of Business button right here. And that's very important because it's going to tie you in as a Rawls student to Handshake, which is important for you to be able to connect with our office. And you are going to log in with your Texas Tech credentials. Okay, so that's the only thing you have to do to get started going on Handshake. Then once you're in, you're going to begin building your profile. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to go through the different areas of Handshake and what you can do with it. It is absolutely a necessity for you to have Handshake as a Rawls student. Handshake is a way for you to connect with our office, the Career Management Center. It's a way for you to connect with employers and a way for you to apply for jobs. So it's very important, and it's pretty much the way that you're going to get everything that you need to get done in order to get an internship or a full-time job. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with one of the first things you could do is start to begin building your profile. So you click up here. It'll have your name, and then you can click on my profile, and this is where you can start building it. Okay, so as you can see, I already have, this is like my fake student account, and you can see where I have some things filled in. So I'm going to go ahead and address this first. The first thing you can see is how to build your profile faster, which might be appealing to you, but I want you to hold off on that. Okay, let's get some of these other things built in first. And then once you upload a resume and get it actually approved, and I'm going to show you where that takes place in the documents section, then if you want to use that option to upload the resume and have it build your profile, then you can. If you do it now, you're going to have to end up changing it all, anyway. So I would hold off on that until you get an actually approved resume for it to pre-fill from. If you don't want to wait on that, and you can go ahead and fill it all in yourself, it's just an easier way once you have an approved resume. So let's talk about this section right here. This section is really important. You obviously are going to want to have a really nice headshot. We're putting out a video on how to do your own headshot, since we will not be taking headshots for students this semester, maybe in the future, but not for this fall 2020 semester. So what you can do is just put on, some nice clothing. Business professional attire would be great, because then you can go ahead and use it on your LinkedIn, and just go ahead and get that headshot done with your phone, and you can use it there. You want to be sure in the education section that you have Rawls College of Business and not just Texas Tech University. If you don't have Rawls College of Business, it's not going to tie you in as a Rawls student. Therefore, employers are not going to be able to see that you're a Rawls student. You want to be able to put in your major. You want to put in here's where you put in the college. You can put in your start and end date. This doesn't have to be exact. Your start date, you can put, whenever, but the end date is important because that's going to show when you're graduating. So you want to make sure that it's your correct graduation date. Go ahead and put your major in there and your minor. And as far as GPA, what we like to say is if you have anything above a 3.0, it's great for you to put it on there. Employers can see your GPA, and another thing to keep in mind is that if an employer is looking for a student to have a certain GPA, if you have nothing in there, then it may not pull you up and it may not allow you to apply for that job. Okay, so if you have anything above a 3 point, it's great to put it on there. If you're not sure about that, just talk to us and we can help you figure that out, okay? But this education section is where we see a lot of mistakes for students. If they do not have this filled out correctly, it's not gonna allow you to register for career fair. It's not gonna allow you to sign up for interviews. So if you're getting any kind of error message at all, this is the first thing you should go check is your education section and make sure that you have all of this information filled out, okay? Another thing you can go ahead and fill out is your journey. And I highly recommend you take some time to just tell, just a little introduction to yourself. These are good lead questions that it's asking you here. And this is a great way for an employer to just get a little sneak peek into, you know, a little bit about you. It's great to have that filled out. Employers really like to be able to just grab that information real quickly. The other thing about this section is you'll see this profile complete number right here. Don't feel like you have to get that number to 100%. You want to get it as high as possible because a more robust profile is going to be a lot more appealing to an employer. So be sure, you know, once you get all of your other information in here, like your work experience and all of that, go back over here and see if there's other things you need to add, like skills. If you want to add any core classes, you can go ahead and do that. A lot of times students think, oh, this is just another LinkedIn. It's not. LinkedIn and Handshake are two totally completely different things. So you want to have both of these filled out the best you can. Okay, so that's just a little bit about the profile. Let me double check my notes here and make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, so for now, I would just go ahead and fill out those things until you get an approved resume, which we'll go over, and then you can upload that and have it pre-filled for you. If you don't want to do that, feel free to fill in all the steps at this point, okay? Okay, so just kind of going down, we're going to kind of bounce around a little bit here, but the next thing I want you to fill out is your career interest. So this page looks like this. This one's pretty easy because a lot of what this one is just a bunch of, you're clicking boxes, okay, and that kind of thing. This is great information because the way Handshake works is it works on a lot of analytics, similar to Facebook or Spotify or Netflix. It's taking your information and trying to figure out, okay, what does this person want to see? So it's going to take all this information that you put in your career interests, and it's going to send information to you based on what you put here, and it's going to send you possible jobs that you might be interested in and that kind of thing. So a lot of the information within Handshake is driven from this career interest page. So it's great to fill that out just to be able to use Handshake to its full capacity. Okay, so another section you'll want to pay attention to is settings and privacy. So you'll want to go in here and go ahead and fill out all of this information. And then what's important down here for privacy is you're going to want to be sure and have it set to community. That way employers can see your profile. That's one of the whole reasons you do have a Handshake account, is to connect with employers. If you have it on private, they cannot connect with you. They cannot see your profile. It's not going to work well in virtual situations like the virtual career fair for fall 2020. So you really want to have that on community. Now there may be a time for a brief moment that you need it on private or whatever. Just be sure and change it back. Okay, so that's very important to have it on community right here. And then notification preferences is also very important because this is how Handshake sends you your notifications. So you'll see up here there's messages right here in the top right hand corner. So that is one way that we can communicate with you as a student from our Career Center, and also employers to be able to send you messages through there. But you can also set your notifications to email you if you'd like. You can also do push mobile, which will send you notifications. So I highly recommend that you put as many notification avenues as possible because you don't want to miss any messages from us or from recruiters that are trying to get a hold of you. Once you upload your resume and you're looking for feedback, your feedback is going to come through whatever notification preference that you put in here, as far as, you know, us being able to communicate with you that way. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So documents. Okay, this is where you're going to upload your resume. So once you get your resume in a place, hopefully you've used our VMOC system to be able to kind of get some resume feedback online. And then once you're ready to upload it to Handshake, this is where you're going to put it. So you're going to select you're going to save it as a PDF and select that file from your computer and upload it here. Once you upload your resume, it's automatically going to go into the queue for our resume reviewer to give you feedback. Now, she has 2 business days to get back to you. So as you can see, it could possibly turn into a lengthy process if you have a lot of revisions. So you want to get that done as quickly as possible. You cannot apply for jobs at Handshake without an approved resume. So you want to get that going as quickly as possible so that you can participate in all of our recruiting efforts. Okay, so you can also see that you've got a tab here or a section here for your applications that'll show you if you have any applications that you've done, also any interviews that you may have coming up. Okay, I don't have any, but they would be there if you've already signed up for those. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the different sections that by clicking on your name or your picture, those are the different sections that come up. Now I want to go over and talk about some of these tabs up here. Okay, so this is where you can get interactive with as far as recruiting goes. So the first tab is going to be the jobs tab. Okay, there's a lot going on here, so let's look through some of these and let me show you. This is a way that you can search for jobs, also see your active applications, and if you have any on-campus interviews, which ones you might want to sign up for. Notice that you do have filters up here at the top. The filters will help narrow things down for you. You can see there's 1.2 thousand jobs, so 1,200 jobs in Handshake at this time. So sometimes you may need to use the filters to narrow things down for you to look around, but also I recommend you searching without a lot of filters because you don't want to filter something out that you might have been interested in. So you can do different searches, you can do keyword searches, you can do just click on a filter. You know, so there's different ways for you to do job searching there, so that makes it really nice. And then when you do see a job that you're interested in, a lot of times there's just a quick apply button there, the job description's there, all the information that you need for those jobs, okay? You can save jobs, you can follow companies. There's all kinds of ways for you to get interactive with the jobs tab. Okay, this will show you any applications that you currently have. Employers is important, okay? These are employers that you are interested in getting more information from, or you want to see when they're going to be on campus or when they're having things going on. So by following the company here, this is kind of what connects you to any activity that they have on Handshake, and Handshake will notify you when this company's doing something, whether they're posting a job or have an info session or event or something like that. Now, if you're interested in signing up or applying for jobs with companies that are participating in our on-campus interviews, which obviously will be, most of them will be virtual this semester for fall 2020. Otherwise, these on-campus interviews did in the past, and hopefully in the future will take place face-to-face here in our office. So if you click on campus interviews here, you can use keywords to search, or you can just look through these and see, and it gives you an application deadline right here so that you can see, okay, right here you can see when is the application to, the deadline to apply. The ones you're seeing here at the very beginning are for our program that we have going on now called Meet the Industry. So if you keep scrolling, you'll go ahead and see some of the other just regular on-campus interviews that we have coming up. For instance, we have Hajoka here, and their application deadline is September 24th. So you can see you have time, okay? So we've got Tyler Technologies here, that application deadline is October 7th. So what you would want to do is make sure that you get your resume approved so that you can apply for these jobs, okay? So what this means is you're applying for a job, and these companies are actually going to be holding virtual interviews with Rawls students. Okay, so that's pretty much the jobs tab. If you go to the events tab, here you're going to be able to see all kinds of events that either employers have scheduled or that we have scheduled in our office, whether that be a workshop or connection sessions with employers. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see we do have a couple of workshops that we already have scheduled that we'd love for you to sign up to attend. We have employer-led mock interviews coming up. So if you click on these events, you can get details for them. Now, without going into too many details, because we will have more videos coming in for this, our career fair for fall 2020 is virtual. So it's going to be very important to get involved with Handshake, or you're basically going to miss out, okay? It's going to be 4 sessions, so on 4 different days. There'll be different employers in each session, so you may not be involved in every single session, but now is the time to get into Handshake, get that profile up to date, get your resume approved, and get in here and start looking for companies that you might be interested in connecting with virtually. So again, not to go into too many details, but basically it's going to be a chance for you to sign up for a session with them where you will have a one-on-one 10-minute connection with employers. That's how our career fair will be run. If you have questions, let us know. Be watching for future videos for that information. Okay, so that's the events tab. Okay, so you can do this week, this month, or there's one just for career fair, so that's nice. Okay, it takes you right to career fair, so you don't have to filter through all of that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so now I want to talk about how do you connect with us here in our office at the Career Management Center. So you would go here and click on Career Center. And this is where you're going to go and you're going to click on Appointments. Okay, schedule a new appointment. And then from here, you're going to pick whatever category fits you. So we kind of have our appointments divided up between people and majors and that type of thing. So let's say you're accounting major, you go ahead and click here, and then you would click the appointment type that you want. So let's say that you want a resume review appointment, then you would click here, and then you can see now all of these available appointments by day. Okay, lots of appointments available. We're ready to get rolling for the semester. And so you just click on it, and then that's how you make an appointment with us in the Career Management Center. So we just wanted to do an overview of Handshake. Feel free to come in or, well, connect with us virtually. We're trying to encourage our appointments for fall 2020 to be by Zoom or phone calls, and we can help walk you through any troubles you might have. Or anything you might need help with for Handshake, but just want you to know how important it is to get in there and get that Handshake account up and rolling, and so you can use it to the full capacity.